Well, hello and welcome back to a short little YouTube video on a stunning new build that we have just completed, the solar renewables package. At the beginning of the year, me and Jason attended this property when it was still wrapped in scaffold, before it had windows, before it had a lovely south-facing patio, and we installed 14 Viridian 405 all black in roof panels, and they have now been slated round. And in fact, I think, as you'll agree, they look rather spectacular. Well, what we've been back to this property to do today is we have actually powered it up off our solar PV, entirely off-grid. So as the nights are drawing in, it now being November, they need to try and get painters into this house, and they need to start trying to work a little bit later and have basically lights on, but at the minute they have no grid connection. So what we have done is we have been into here. This is the electrical intake for the building, and as you'll notice, although it says meter, there currently is none. So we have fitted our single phase Sigenergy gateway, and we have connected a 6 kilowatt single phase Sigenergy inverter and 3 8 kilowatt hour batteries up to our panels, and we have configured it to run completely off grid. That means that this property, although it has no meter, now does have usable 240 volt electric. It's got an earth rod in there, so it's an off-grid TT system currently, although the neutral is bonded to our earth through the gateway and is running the lights and a couple of sockets, basically so the builders can finish off the job. Once we have a meter, we can then come back and we can commission it as a grid-tied system. But for the short period of getting the property finished and this family moved in for Christmas, an off-grid SIG system is a brilliant solution. Where our SIG stack is in the garage. We'll go have a quick look at that and how that is all finished off. But a full off-grid SIG stack. Now, this house is also going to have a heat pump. I believe it is going to be a 12 kilowatt EcoDan heat pump, and that is going to get connected into our smart port on the gateway. What that will allow us to do is it will allow us to turn the heat pump off should the battery get down to 20%, all the while leaving critical loads, lights and the sockets on. But another brilliant feature of these gateways is the ability to do that smart port. What we could have done in this instance while it is running entirely off-grid is we could have actually connected a diesel generator into this and used the start circuit to start the generator if there wasn't enough PV. However, I think this house is only going to be without power, or grid power at least, for around about another 6 weeks. So in the interim, we can rely purely on the last of our, it's now autumn sun, and 24 kilowatt hours of storage should be enough to run the LED lighting in the property. But yeah, heat pump on here is going to go into the smart port. So this is the garage where we have sited our SIG stack. It is a 6 kilowatt single phase inverter and then 3 8 kilowatt hour battery packs, totaling 24 kilowatt hours of storage, which under normal operation, once the grid is connected, will be more than enough for this property to continue to run and be probably off grid for, I would hope, 75+% of the year. Now, if you are familiar with Sigenergy, you will notice there is a slight bit of difference with our information on the front. We have a green light on the battery, we have a green light on the solar, but we have a blue light on the AC and a blue light on the connectivity. Reason for that is this battery has currently got no grid and it is running completely off grid, keeping the lights on in this house. The reason for the blue light on the connectivity thing is because there's no Wi-Fi or BT here, we are currently running off a data stick, and that is located in the side of the battery. So, complete isolated system from the grid, nothing, all working, and I can show you that upstairs where we have some lights working. Here we are then, back upstairs inside the house, and as you'll see, downlights are currently hanging, there is no light in the pendants, and it is not painted. But what do we now have? Remember, completely off grid, is we have lights. Lights are fully working, sockets on this floor are fully working, and the lads that are finishing off the house, finishing off the second fix of the electrical, skirting boards, architrave doors, and more importantly, getting the property painted So this customer can move in for Christmas, can now see, charge tools and get the family home finished. Best part of that, completely off grid for another 5 weeks until Northern Power Grid come down and get that meter connected. We can come back, we can then grid tie our system, but really, really impressive that we can do this. There would have been a time where this would have only ever been possible with big diesel generators running outside or small little petrol Honda generators and extension leads traipsing about. So not only is this safer that we now have functioning lights and sockets, it's also greener, easier and completely off-grid. If you've got a project like this or even a complete off-grid project, then please do head down into that description, fill out the contact form and I can reach out to you and take you on your own renewables journey. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.